Coming up, an update on Ipswich Hospital expansion, services announced for South Ripley Satellite Hospital, wheelie bin changes for 28 Ipswich suburbs, remembering the Queensland song on Queensland Day, and Council prepares residents for a rate rise in the budget. It's Tuesday, June 6, 2023, and I'm Alan Roebuck. Welcome to Ipswich Today, which acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land on which it is produced and pays respects to elders past, present and emerging. This podcast is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. The Ipswich Hospital Stage 2 expansion is due to be completed in the second half of 2027. The $710 million expansion will add 200 beds and create 1,700 jobs during construction. In a joint statement, member for Bundamba Lance McCallum and member for Ipswich Jennifer Howard said the expansion would also include a new purpose-built acute clinical service building, a new emergency department, 6 additional operating theatres, satellite medical imaging service, and a new central sterilisation service department. Step 1 of the expansion is the new acute mental health unit due for completion later this year. Meanwhile, the currently under construction South Ripley Satellite Hospital will cater for up to 800 appointments each week. Services will include a minor injury and illness clinic and mental health specialists. A new 3-storey 90-bed subacute facility next to the satellite hospital will provide geriatric, palliative and interim care. Wheelie bin collection days change in 28 suburbs from this week. Affected properties should have received a letter with full details of the changes, or you can check your address online at the wheelie bin collection calendar. The link is in the show notes. Ipswich City Council has renewed its calls for serious state government investment in major infrastructure projects to reduce congestion and give residents more options for moving about the city quickly and safely. Council's priorities include the Ipswich to Springfield Central Public Transport Corridor, Ipswich Central Second River Crossing, critical and enabling infrastructure like improvements to the Warrego and Cunningham highways. Council is also seeking the state government to commit to forward planning and sequencing critical infrastructure to support the growth of the Ripley Valley Priority Development Area, a North Ipswich Sport and Entertainment Precinct, Ebenezer Regional Industrial Area and a better bus network. Ipswich City Council issued a media release on June 6 to prepare ratepayers for the council budget due to be handed down later this month. In the statement, Council said residents remain front and centre of the Mayor and Councillors' thinking as they finalise the 2023-2024 budget in some of the most challenging economic conditions in decades. Current cost of living and inflation was quoted, along with higher construction costs for building bridges and roads. Ipswich City Council's budget is due to be handed down on Thursday, June 22. Council also recognised some residents are struggling financially and provided information on where to find urgent support. Each year, June 6 is Queensland Day. It marks the establishment of the colony of Queensland in 1859. 100 years later, in 1959, a song was released.
Life is great in the Sunshine State. Every Queensland heart sings a song.
This song is called The Sunshine State, and according to the State Library of Queensland, written by prolific Queensland composer Clyde Collins. It was written for the centenary of Queensland in 1959. It is still performed regularly by bands and choirs, especially on Queensland Day. The State Library owns the Clyde Collins Papers, a collection of his musical compositions, arrangements and writings. Songwriter and musician Horry Dargy, who died in 1999, recorded this song in 1959 with the famous Horry Dargy Quintet. Commemorated every year, Queensland Day is an important celebration of our state's culture and heritage and an opportunity to reflect on what Queensland means to you and what makes you proud to be a Queenslander.
To its tablelands and its golden sands, we are proud to say we belong. And our faith is great in the Sunshine State, for our Queensland future is grand. smile and a welcome handshake too. For friendship's great in the Sunshine State, may its sunshine keep smiling for you.
And that's it for this episode. Don't forget you'll find handy links in the show notes. Ipswich Today is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australian businesses since 1999. This podcast is also listener-supported. Please make a once-only gift or regular donation to help keep it online. Just go to ipswichtoday.com.au and click the donate button on the homepage to make a payment through PayPal. Follow and stream this podcast from your favourite app, including iHeartRadio and Amazon Music, or play Ipswich Today on smart speakers. Music is supplied by Purple Planet Music. This is Alan Roebuck. Thank you for listening.